Hi friends, I'll be reading John chapter 8 and I'll be reading in two parts. So welcome to the reading of part 1. And I read, "But Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Now early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came to him, and he sat down and taught them. Then the scribes and the Pharisees brought to him a woman caught in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said to him, 'Teacher, this woman was caught in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what do you say?' This they said, testing him, that they might have something of which to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down and wrote on the ground with his finger, as though he did not hear. So when they continued asking him, he raised himself up and said to them, 'He who is without sin among you, let him throw a stone at her first.' And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. Then those who heard it, being convicted by their conscience, went out one by one, beginning with the oldest, even to the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus had raised himself up and saw no one but the woman, he said to her, 'Woman, where are those accusers of yours? Has no one condemned you?' She said, 'No one, Lord.' And Jesus said to her, 'Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more.' Then Jesus spoke to them again, saying, 'I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life.' The Pharisees therefore said to him, 'You bear witness of yourself. Your witness is not true.' Jesus answered and said to them, 'Even if I bear witness of myself, my witness is true. For I know where I came from and where I am going. But you do not know where I come from and where I am going. You judge according to the flesh. I judge no one. And yet, if I do judge, my judgment is true. For I am not alone, but I am with the Father who has sent me. It is also written in your law that the testimony of two men is true. I am one who bears witness of myself, and the Father who sent me bears witness of me.' Then they said to him, 'Where is your Father?' Jesus answered, 'You know neither me nor my Father. If you had known me, you would have known my Father also.' These words Jesus spoke in the treasury as he taught in the temple, and no one laid hands on him, for his hour had not yet come. Then Jesus said to them again, 'I'm going away, and you will seek me, and will die in your sin. Where I go, you cannot come.' So the Jews said, 'Will he kill himself because he says, "Where I go, you cannot come"?' And he said to them, 'You are from beneath and from above. You are of this world, I am not of this world. Therefore I said to you that you will die in your sins, for you do not believe that I am he. You will die in your sins.' Then they said to him, 'Who are you?' And Jesus said to them, 'Just what I have been saying to you from the beginning. I have many things to say and to judge concerning you. But he who sent me is true, and I speak to the world those things which I heard from him.' They did not understand that he spoke to them of the Father. Then Jesus said to them, 'When you lift up the Son of Man, then you will know that I am he, and that I do nothing of myself. But as my Father taught me, I speak these things, and he who sent me is with me. The Father has not left me alone, for I always do those things that please him.' As he spoke these words, many believed in him." God bless the reading of his word. So I have something to say about the woman that was caught in adultery. Like, my questions are, so we see that the scribes and the Pharisees caught the woman in adultery, right? They say in the very act. Yet they brought only one person to Jesus. Was she in adultery by herself? Where was the other person? How come the other person was not brought to Jesus? I'm assuming that the other person is a man. So I guess it's okay in the Pharisees' eyes, it was okay for him to be set free while the woman was reported, right? Then where were the scribes and the Pharisees when they caught her? Like, why were they there catching somebody right in the act? In fact, my mind wants to be like, am I sure it's not even one of the Pharisees or the scribes that was, was caught in adultery? But hey, that's just in a lighter note. Then also note that the scribes and the Pharisees who brought the case were not without sin, so they could not throw a stone at the woman. And then the only person that could rightfully cast the stone did not cast the stone. I just find that really compassionate and loving of Jesus. Anyway, I'm out of your face. See you tomorrow for the reading of John chapter 8, part 2.